Wow. Everybody will pile up.
What I missed that on the way in.
That's the hospital where they brought Kennedy, Candy. Yeah, Parkland.
Yeah.
They're easy to come by because the team's done so.
Texas all inside, all the models.
Downtown's to your right. Y'all see?
You can make it. Well, I keep wanting to do the Excalibur in Vegas.
Yes.
There you go, John. Thank you.
It's the Infomars.
Yeah, that's...
Cal Stars play, Maverick.
That's a stadium? American Airlines Stadium?
Airlines Center.
Oh.
Remember Reunion Arena?
Yeah.
This replaced it. Well, the West End, do you remember? There's the spaghetti warehouse.
Hey, Joe?
Spaghetti warehouse.
Spaghetti warehouse just to our left.
What's your shop, Steak?
Spaghetti warehouse is just to our left. That's the place we're going to be eating. Oh, okay.
You're waiting longer.
Hey, Jackie?
I remember Jackie.
Thanks, man.
The corner one?
No, it's the one right below this trim. See where it's layered, like the little layered
Yeah.
right there? It's that window right there. That's where he shot him from. 6'4", 6 window. One, two, count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But the second one over?
No, this corner one.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Okay.
very corner one.
Where's that tomb thing that architect did? The sculpture that
It's amazing. What are the odds of that? I mean, you know, president gets shot in this building, probably owned by somebody. Now they, you know, he probably sold it, turned it into this.
down here.
I don't know if any of them ever come down.
In the first fraternal one.
There's the conspiracy theory. Oh, it's still building like crazy. Even down there, they're still building.
No, they just.
You found a special room
Oh, all by yourselves. That's what we heard.
That's what we heard. No. Well, yeah, now tell us about it.
For one time she's speechless.
Did y'all walk to the 7th floor?
No.
Yeah.
You were supposed to come down.
We went up to the 7th.
Oh, you
We
went
knew
up.
you did. We knew
Yeah,
you did.
Oh, you went up to a special
Yeah.
floor. Oh, okay.
You know what? I'm actually, that's what it seems like. Call me back Monday. I'll be at work. That's okay. Okay, great, thanks. Bye.
Conspiracy. There's the other gunman right over there.
Yeah.
That's the memorial? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Well, they got trolleys running down here now?
There's some shops and stuff, so they have something there. Right here. Yeah, that's all shopping.
Spaghetti warehouse. Got the whole thing.
What is this about Texas?
Oh yeah. The only thing about it, your face is dark. Is it going to show up good?
Howdy, folks from Texas, from the Spaghetti Warehouse in downtown Dallas. Welcome. A big Texas howdy. You ready?
Yeah.
Howdy, folks from Texas, straight from the Spaghetti Warehouse, downtown Dallas. Big howdy to everybody. Cut that thing off.
Later after pizza.
Better appreciation with the sun out.
Yeah.
Dreary, but like it was this morning.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm the stork.
All mirrors.
This is where we're going?
Bought me this big vacation.
KRLD.
He bought me these diamond rings.
You're all right. You're all right.
They took the express.
They always bring their better half.
People know why.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. You weren't located here when I had a big nose.
Well, welcome to KRLD. I'm Yvonne Jones, and this is Glenn Ford. Both of us have been here 9 years, so little veteran.
Yeah, we're kind of vets of the KRLD.
And happy to have you here. Thank you for your service. Thanks for everyone who came. Matt's going to be leaving in a moment. He has some family stuff he's going to have to go deal with. But Glenn and I are going to tell you a little bit about the station. Last year, on October 31st, we had our 80th birthday. KRLD did. We've been on the air 80 years. So we're real proud of that. And Matt did an awesome job last year too, because we got to have it at the Lakewood Theater. We got to have like Brad, what's his name? The little old man, the little old Eddie Barker.
Eddie
Sorry.
Barker.
There's a picture of him in there.
Yeah. Eddie Barker came out and showed his book, and he was able to talk to us for a while and tell some stories, and that was a lot of fun. Because I don't go that far back with KRLD, but I thought it was pretty interesting all that they had to say.
How come nobody called me to ask me to come? I worked
We'll
for
get
for
your-
9 years. I got a nice pension.
We'll get your phone number before you leave.
His daughter lives here, so. Oh, yeah.
KRLD.
Oh, no. But I have 2 children.
Oh, but see, if they were still listening to KRLD, they could have told you we were having an 80th
They listen
anniversary.
to KRLD all the time. They
And
complain
did
about
they
KRLD.
tell you that we were having our 80th last year? It was pretty awesome. It was a really nice, formal event. We had some older cars there. We had a lot of on-air people that were with us and that have since, moved on to bigger and better things, but we all love KRLD. So I want to tell you a little bit about some of the awards we won. Got my little notes here, sorry guys. We do have a Marconi. It was a little fundraising tool to kind of get people excited and involved with KRLD. So we keep that here as our little memento. And we just want people to know that they can get involved, they can listen to the station, and if they ever have any comments, call us up. We do a lot of community service.
It's
about time we did.
And you know what he kept? He kept a menu from, I guess they had a Thanksgiving dinner in '46. And he kept that menu. He said that was the best meal he had. Although he said the Navy normally did eat pretty good.
Where was he stationed?
He was he was on a ship, but it was I couldn't even tell
Where
you.
was it, Atlantic or Pacific?
It was in the Pacific.
Oh yeah,
He
well
said,
maybe we crossed paths.
He said every time he went somewhere, it seemed like the action had already been there.
That was us.
He was
We were right before.
He went to Saipan, they'd already had a battle, He went to a bunch of different places, but he was fortunate.
That sounds pretty much like us.
No, I was in the Air Force.
You know what kind of a ship he was on?
I don't remember. He told me a lie when I was a kid. He said he was a captain.
Oh!
And he was a seaman, So, I don't know. I think he was just trying to impress me or something.
Well, he could have still been on the helm and acted as though he was the captain.
Yeah.
Well, you guys enjoy your tour.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, also.
I'm glad you're here.
Right on. Glad to be here.
That's on right now, the news that we have. So you might hear a commercial. It is necessary. Yeah, it helps us to be on the air and broadcasting. So we have a KRLD studio back there. We have a Texas State Network studio here, and we also do agriculture reports.
Busy right now,
Yeah. So anyway, we'll show y'all our wholesale staff. We'll show you the TSN newsroom.
Y'all come.
He passed away about 2 years ago.
Be there one day.
I think we're
It's my gated area. It's my gated home. That's the only gated area I'll ever be in.
Wow.
besides that flag out there.
It's a picking foot over there.
Where?
Big flag, 6 foot. Wow. Nice picture of downtown.
In Virginia.
What I'm doing now is just putting stories up on the internet, or our stories go straight to the internet for all of our affiliates. is from our standpoint, from the network side, we have 110 over 100 affiliates around the state, and they can go and actually get that news and use it on their stations.
Yes, the others you could forget.
It's Texas Overnight for Charlie Johnson. Charlie is not here. I'm for Charlie Johnson. Well, and we do the show. Give you an idea if you look at and it's just up. Newscasts. We turn the light off. We have this little light that we turn on. We're in the dark most of the time.
So the game
Have a nice view downtown Dallas. If we have the lights on and we look at ourselves because the mirror turns or the window turns to order. And
of the stories and what she thought.
this screen here will tell us who's on the phone. So Bill, if you call, it'll say Bill Crump and then have a little line in here of what you want to talk about. Then we call you up on one of these two pods right here. This screen here, when I do the show, this screen here has the same type of software that I have out there, same computer software. And I can call up different sound effects, different songs, different things to put on the air. Let's see if it's logged on. Just little drops. And I can do things on this computer that's rather interesting, that adds to the program. I just try to have a little bit of fun. Time do we hit here? 10:07. I'm getting ready, and I've got the next newscast at 12:55, or 2:55, so I have to put that together. And it takes a good 30, 45 minutes to put together a newscast, to write it and everything. So we have to write newscasts and everything. But what we can do in this studio is a little bit of everything. This program here plays our commercials. So I can be talking about whatever, and then all of a sudden the music comes up, and I look over and see how long my bumper is, and it says, okay, you got to be done in 20 seconds. I could be in the middle of a phone call. I say, okay, Bill, make it quick. Make it quick, Bill. If you're not quick enough, Bill, we'll be back after the break. And all of a sudden, that plays a little bumper. It says, this is Texas Overnight on the Texas State Network. And I've got to shut up because a commercial's going out to all of our different affiliates. So that's...
Paid money for those commercials that we mentioned.
Now, most talk shows, when you go by the KRLD studio, you'll see Ernie and Jay. Well, Ernie and Jay are done. Did you all see Ernie and Jay when they were? Okay.
Yeah.
You saw Ernie and Jay.
10 to 2.
They were in this nice room. They had their board up right across the way. They had their call screener right across the way, so they could communicate and everything else. This is sort of flying blind. And to be honest, that makes it fun. That makes it a lot of fun. So.
But do you have a like a delay that you can beat
Yes.
people out? Or
Yes.
is that...
This thing right here. This right here is a 7-second delay.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
That little yellow dump.
And
Don't beep. You know.
right here on your little call board, because this says, you know, I got. See, that means that the line's up. Okay. Now, if someone's going along and they say a word that we're not supposed to say, then I wait maybe about 5.5, 6 seconds. Because if I hit dump, then I lose 7 seconds worth of. So we play it to where, right about the point where he says the dirty word, we hit delay dump. Now, can all of y'all see that 7 right there? If you can sort of move to where you can see it, you will see that little 7 goes away. And digitally, it just picks up immediately. So I hit that and then I go immediately live. And it takes a good, 2.5, 3 minutes now to get back to a 7-second delay. I'm at a 1-second delay right now. And it just builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up. And it's really cool.
Do you have to use that a lot?
In 5 years of filling in for Jones, 4 years 3 years of filling in for Jones, I've had to use it 3 times.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Being in Texas, I figured it.
We're all not degenerate rednecks. The listenership is not all double wide, you know. But this is our little. This is the computer program, and we try to take this show. Let me show you what I did this last week, because I filled in for Charlie this last week. We tried to take this show and format it to where the entire hour or the entire show I can do without a call.
I always wonder that.
You can do the entire show without taking one phone call. That is the goal. And
these are all like pre-recorded calls?
No, there are no phone calls.
Oh, okay.
It's we'll take news stories. Since I'm a news guy, I can't throw out a whole lot of opinion. I can't be a Rush Limbaugh because I've got 135 stations that not only hear me do the talk show, they hear me do a newscast. And if I sit there and will blast people on the air as being idiots, and then I do a newscast and I'm reporting on what that idiot says, then the listenership thinks that I'm weird.
Do you get national news from the Associated Press and everything?
Yes, sir.
Like we used to do by
What we have in this neat little program here, our newscasts, our script and our audio are combined into one thing.
Yes, we ripped and read. That's
Naughty,
all we did.
don't have
Johnny
to do
used to
that
work
anymore.
with KRLD.
Johnny, don't have to do that anymore. It all is combined into one thing. And if you want to come over here, I'll show you what Melanie did in the last newscast. It's pretty cool.
Johnny, how
If
long
you
were
use-
you with
I worked
KRLD?
9 years for you.
9 years?
If you okay, then
I retired in
Sit
1969.
right there in that chair.
then what I'll do,
There you go, Johnny. Do it. Do your thing.
what we'll do here, Johnny, is this is
Morning, y'all.
this is the
You can see
155 newscast that Melanie Brown did. Okay? And if you will, that's your script that she read. And I'm going to put this in script mode. Whoops. Throw that down here like that. And we're going to put this in script mode. And you just read that and and I'll hit that button when you get to it.
You would start from the top?
Yeah, just right there.
Where's my
I can't see it.
Move that over there and here's your microphone.
While disappointed in the president's decision to veto a children's health insurance bill, one organization says this isn't the death of Chip.
The Center for Public Policy Priorities, Ann Dunkelberg, thinks something will be worked out to save Chip,
You
whether
see
it
how
be
that
a
works?
short-term deal
It's all on
or
the
a
computer.
long-term deal. She was a little
We
surprised
used
that
to
the
have
president
these
went through
things
with his...
called carts. We would record all the audio on these things that looked like 8-track tapes. And we had these big old decks and machines where we'd stick the carts in, okay? And we'd read off a piece of paper and we'd hit a button, okay?
Oh boy.
And there were times that the button didn't work. Okay? Now we go through and it's all electronic. And as you all know, there are times that computers don't work. So you're sitting here, and I'll turn this to where you can all see this right here, right there. That's the copy that we're reading, right here. Okay. Now you're going along, and you want to read that copy. You want to go and you want to read. You're done with this story. You want to get to this story. All of a sudden, your script isn't moving. That's where the gift of gab and ad lib comes in, my friend. You got to ad lib all this stuff. But basically, it works real well. This is the best news production software in the world.
I would have never made it.
It's the best in the world. It works real well. Any other questions?
Wow.
Now you see, I can go through here and some of the drops that we'd use.
What year were you here, Johnny?
1961 to 69.
Okay.
I was sitting in the radio booth when Kennedy got shot.
We have
And
a
I was in the
really-
TV booth when Oswald got shot.
Now, KRLD has the reels when they did the whole on air.
Yeah.
Eric Deason, if you want, give me your
I
phone
was just
number.
telling them that at the museum
We
they
have
don't
it.
have that.
KRLD has that information.
We found it.
Our chief engineer, Eric Deason, has all of that coverage.
I'd love to have
There's
it.
like 20 odd CDs that we have, and we recently found. It has all been transferred from reels to CDs. I don't know if you knew that. We have that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah?
Any
You
other,
might
any
be
other
on
questions
there.
in here?
Okay.
You guys
Sure.
can move on.
No.
Now, to give you an idea of what this show sounds like from this room when it's all done, it is the way it comes out. And that plays off here. And then many of our stations run something over that saying, "This is Texas Overnight with Charlie Jones."
28 minutes before the hour in Texas Overnight continues on the Texas State Network. Charlie Hodges sitting in for Charlie Jones. Thanks for joining us. I'll be here for the rest of the week. Jones back next week. And I'll be back doing my reporting gig for the Texas State News Network.
And then we take our phone call.
Yeah.
Wow.
Neat. That all comes from in here.
Unbelievable. It's
And all the
amazing.
communication's done is that I have with my screeners either here or here.
Wow.
So, because we can chat back and forth on this. And it's just fun.
And instead of him having to run to another studio, he can be online and do instant message. And so, like if someone says, "Hey, we've got breaking news," he's on the air. Of course, he's got the little down there. You can show him the little AP.
I got
down at the
AP
bottom.
stories. In
It'll
fact,
run.
when I was on last Tuesday morning, last Wednesday, it was Tuesday morning, the GM strike broke
Yeah.
at about right when KRLD was finishing up their news at the top of the hour at 3 o'clock in the morning. Little thing scrolled across at the bottom, urgent GM strike. I went on the air, and our morning anchor Mike Rogers was here, and he came running in. The door was open. He came running in, and I'm doing my open. I said, "Big news for those of you who work for GM in Arlington. You may have to go to work today." And he just went like this, and we got the story on the air.
Yeah.
And we covered it really hard. And I was in contact with KRLD Newsroom saying, if you get anybody on, if you get anybody on the phone, you transfer them over here because I want them on the air. And we did everything we could. And we covered it like a news story, not like a talk show would cover it, but we covered it like a news program with a little bit more foxy. And we were a little bit on the edge.
Still had reporters there
But
because
we
my
had
dad works for
reporters and everything
GM.
else.
And he's like, "Yeah, I see the KRLD vehicle out here." I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, don't talk to him." So, you know, it's pretty cool because you see the TV stations there, but you also have the audio that we need to run on the air.
And we have just a whole bunch of cuts that Charlie has just on file right here. We do all of this stuff. We do everything we can to entertain because our job, we have a dual job here when we do news. Okay, the days of "Hello and welcome to the news," that's over. Okay,
That's what I used to do.
those days are over because the new culture, the younger listener, the MTV movement, you could get away with doing a story just reading into the microphone for 30, 35 seconds. You can't do that anymore. I mean, now we try to keep stories that we just read down to about 15 seconds. That's 2 sentences. Any report that we run, we try to keep about 28 seconds. When I send stories to CBS, it's 28 seconds or it doesn't get on an hourly newscast. And they prefer to have us do things like when we're in the field. When Columbia crashed, I worked for CBS I went from KRLD and did work for CBS down in the field. They wanted me on the cell phone to say something, 2-3 seconds, boom, 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 in and out, and get it done. So that's what we're getting into now in the news business. And we try to extend that into what we do here with the talk shows.
What kind of software program is that?
That's Burley. It's created by a company out of Vancouver, Canada. And it was rather funny because when we got Burley, it didn't have a spell check on it. So we send stories out. Oh, good God, our spelling was just all over the wall. So they put a spell checker on it about 2 months ago. we put the spell check on, and Doug does all the relationship with Burley. And he handles it, and he knows this program like the back of his hand. I said, Doug, real interesting spell check. He said, what? I said, they gave us a Canadian dictionary.
No.
Harbor, H-A-R-B-O-U-R.
Yeah.
F-E-N-S-E.
Sure.
So we got that fixed real quick. But this is.
So you write the stories on another computer and send them
No,
here?
ma'am.
You
No,
write them
ma'am.
here?
Let me give you an idea. Let me pull something down here. This is my 255 newscast that I'm going to do here in a few minutes. Okay? I've got an audio file here and a script file. These are all the audio cuts I have available. These are the script files I have available. You'll all be able to hear exactly what I'm doing. This is my lead.
Who puts those files in there?
We all do. Everyone who works for the network, we throw those in. Okay? I've got this story here that I'm going to do. I'm going to take this out of my teleprompter mode. Okay? I'm going to slug it 6 school. Okay? I have
That's
a
the headline
script.
for a story, right?
Well, it's just a slug. Okay?
You call it a slug now.
Yeah. Now, since this is a wrap, we have a lead. Okay? That's not exactly what I like. I'm going to rewrite it. The lead is Houston has another suspected sick school. I try to stay away from ED words, so I'm going to have
What's ED word? What do you mean?
suspected anything ED because
okay.
it's a passive tense. I like a more active tense in the newscast. So some parents think Houston has another sick school. ... Come down here. This says that this is how I'm going to run this tape, and this is the story I'm going to use.
Parents of students at Tidwell Elementary School want to know why North Forest ISD officials decided to send kids home early. Officials blame the early dismissal on facilities problems a short while after classes begin. Parents of students at Tidwell Elementary...
I want that to be a little bit tighter. I got a golf tournament going on in San Antonio. Okay. This is from our San Antonio reporter, Jim Forsyth. This is a cut I pulled.
You know, a lot of work, but it's really worth it when you're reminded of what's going on and the reason for these tournaments.
People in San Antonio have an excuse to play hooky this week. It's time for the Valero Texas Open PGA stop. And then this guy's Bill Day is a flack for Valero. We call them flacks. People who are media relations specialists, we call flacks. Because in the old days when you'd have a bomber flying in World War II and the Germans would throw up flak, metal debris hoping to hit, well, we call people like who are the public relations specialists the flak who keeps us from getting to our target of interviewing the CEO or somebody. Actually, I'm going to change that to the Valero's. Bill Day says this is also a chance for people to help charity. And then I'll play this.
You know, a lot of work, but it's really worth it when you're reminded of what's going on and the reason for these tournaments. You know, a lot of work, but it's really long ago we chose children's charities because we figured that was where we could do them. Long ago we chose children's charities because we figured that was where we could do the most good.
When people have a pause, a long pause, he can edit that so they don't have that long pause.
I can cut all that out.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But you don't have a whole lot of time to rethink what you want to say.
Pardon?
You don't have a whole lot of time to rethink.
Oh yeah, I
how
got
you
all
wanna
5
reword it.
minutes when I go into the newscast.
5 minutes.
When 5 minutes before the newscast, we're supposed to go into the booth, and at that point we can make edits, make changes, and everything else. And there are times when you go on you're not supposed to do this.
He's recording, Charlie. He's recording.
But there are times that you're on the air, and you see how much time's left, and you want to get a story in and you have a lengthy lead, you just go ahead and ad-lib around it so you can get to it. And a lot of times when you're ad-libbing, Johnny, you know this, there's a lot of times when you're ad-libbing, the stuff you ad-lib's better than what you wrote.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
Very true.
I bet you Johnny can ad-lib pretty good.
Well, I think I ad-libbed the other night.
Yeah.
I
BS thing.
I had no idea what I was going
He
to
could be a
say until I got
salesman.
up there and started talking.
Very much so.
But you do a live newscast, though, right?
And the neat thing is not only does TSN broadcast for small little Texas towns, I live in Mesquite, Texas, a little suburb outside of Dallas, and KEOM is a radio station. TSN, Texas State Network, is their news. So I might be at the dentist in Mesquite, and next thing you know, I'll hear Charlie on the air.
This
or
is
Doug.
an upper level low.
It's pretty neat. I'm like, I got my mouth all filled, you know, from the dentist, and I'm like, that's our station. TSN runs out of KRLD, and so it's pretty cool.
How soon do you go on the air?
That's where you are.
2:55.
no,
30 minutes.
in 23 minutes, I'll go on with this newscast.
Oh, you have it all set up?
No, I'm writing it
Writing
right
it
now.
right
If you guys are done with your turn, you get in your car and you listen to 88.5. What you're hearing me put together for you right now is what you will hear on the air.
88.5
That's the
is
reason.
KEOM.
That's the reason I'm being slightly rude and not exactly talking, because I've got.
You're working.
When you have a deadline, you're looking down a shotgun. So I mean, it's.
Let's leave.
No, you're not. You guys aren't causing a problem. This gives her a chance to go ahead and talk.
Oh.
She can show you anything she wants to in here.
I can talk. Oh, on Friday nights, they do the scoreboard, the high school scoreboard updates. And what's really interesting is the gentleman out there, Roger.
This is an
Emmerich,
upper level low.
He was, he'll come in here about 10 o'clock. They'll run the high school scoreboard updates from 10 to 12:30. And what happens is they're printing off all the scores, and that whole window, they have the blind pulled up, and they have all the printouts of the West Texas, East Texas, and there Roger's over there, and he's giving stats, and he's talking about the high school quarterbacks, running backs. All of that happens right in here.
Wow.
So like a little town called Eastland, little town Abilene, Texas, they're all, if they, go into their Texas State Network station and they plug it in on the radio, they can hear Roger and Dave Whitfield, who's one of our production guys. They'll be in here doing the high school scoreboard updates. That's pretty interesting.
And if you're not from Texas, high school football in this state is bigger than just about anything else. You got the Major League Baseball playoffs starting today. I'm a baseball person. Today for me is like, okay, Christmas is the biggest holiday of the year. Today's Thanksgiving for me. Okay? This is huge. I mean, I love the fact I got 3 baseball games that I'm going to watch baseball this afternoon and tonight, right? Okay, in this state, you could have that go on, and no one mentioned baseball. They're talking about South Lake Carroll taking on
High school.
someone else,
Yeah.
So,
we have stadiums. I mean, what our high school, we have like college stadiums.
it's huge. Yeah. It's huge.
Unbelievable. Yeah, we're
But
pretty
back
proud
in-
Texans.
Back in the 60s, high school football was big too.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Collins.
I did play-by-play
Oh,
for
yeah.
Barrett.
He would do like
Yeah.
Collins
KRLD.
games.
Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. We'll go walk around. I'll show you all
88.3? Is that
88.5.
88.5, okay, because we're in a bus, but we'll have the bus driver turn it on.
Yeah. Hey, Bussy, turn on. Hey, hit them with, hey, Bussy, turn on the radio, and they'll sit there and say, what hockey team have you guys been?
Hey, thank you very much.
Charlie. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for coming in. It was nice seeing you.
Thank you. So much.
Thank you.
Get out of here, let him work. Really reasonable.
You look really lost.
He's good. He's a professional.
You guys go ahead.
He's a professional. I'll show y'all real quick
What baseball team do you want to win?
Yankees.
Oh, I'm from Chicago.
Well, you got the Cubs.
I got
But I got my Yankees.
You've got the Yankees. Good luck to them.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I got
Hi.
Hi.
I was listening to Bill Shoemaker.
All I
It's
got to do is
fascinating.
plug in some readers and I'm ready to go.
Nice. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you. Very informative.
Thank you. I need to slow down there.
How about Texas and Oklahoma game today? Or I mean, this weekend.
Oh, it
I
lost.
guess
It's
that's
lost.
big, huh?
It's not big, but it lost a lot of less.
Calabasas, as you can imagine, have mixed emotions on it.
With two turntables, play music.
Right.
I have a lot of pictures of this, you know, this guy.
Oh, is that right?
Weatherman and everything.
Oh,
You all that from Dallas?
Get ready for release. He releases you, and then you go down. They've got these plowed fields. Well, this guy, there was an O.C.S. Building that was across the street from the landing zone there, and this guy.
Where do you live, Paul?
Maryland.
Where?
Maryland.
Maryland.
410-672-7.
So did you guys stay in? You're still up there around,
Nice to meet you guys.
did you guys stay in
My dad still,
afterwards?
well, I stayed. So I went out to, they brought a B-17 in here a couple years ago. I went out there. Now, he didn't work on a B-17s. He was a flight engineer for 24s.
Was he?
Yeah, but they start up the engines and I was like, damn, listen to this. He goes, what the hell is that?
He may have heard that I saw him land the C-130 aboard a carrier. It was on the forest. It was about the same time the Kennedy was shot. It's been done twice, and I don't know if anybody ever did.
But of course,
Y'all, here comes the
hello everybody. I got a daughter named KRLD. And when they say that, KRLD.
May as well.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'll have to go online. I bet you Dallas will be able to tell me. Dallas.com or something.
It might just be a glare.
It'll be a glare.
But it's just so, what a view, you know.
This is all, everything's on a hard drive. You've been down to KRLD?
Yes.
Yeah, that's very nice then. You guys can shut the door, that's all right.
She's holding it.
Okay, we're all friends here. So you guys are here for just to look around?
No, Dad used to work at KRLD.
I used to work for KRLD.
Well, when was that?
1961 to 1969.
Okay.
Both radio and TV. In fact, I retired this year.
Did you really?
Yeah, with a real nice pension and everything.
Did you?
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh! 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 98.7 Caleb Vandeman Morrison doing Domino. It's 2:51. I'm John Summers. Got a great way for you to win a cool prize pack. This is next week from the Texas Lottery. It's the Daily 4 at 4. We're going to start this new thing for you. Just email your favorite 4 songs to me, John Summers at KLUV.com. And if I play them back in order next week during the 4 o'clock hour, you call us to win that prize pack. It's from the Texas Lottery and 98.7 Caleb. Well, here it is, KLUV.com. And if I play them back in order next week during the 4 o'clock hour, you call us to win that prize pack. It's from the Texas Lottery and 98.7 Caleb. It was a win shot.
Nice.
We're on a 16-second delay because of the digital.
Oh, wow.
And this is a Pre-delay monitor. That's all this is. That's actually the air.
Can they call you or just Johnny? Can they call you or just email you?
Email. Hang on a second. Let me load my commercials. But it's great. I mean, everything's on a hard drive. You just load the commercials up and into the players. When I click the ampersand, it'll trip by itself.
Just about anything you do for your lawn right
that way, while all that's going on, I can answer phones, edit phone calls.
Go to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom.
You were talking about Britney Spears and how much federal I can get a month.
Yeah.
Well, instead,
I can, edit anything down.
Hi, John. Hey, can you play Get Back? Hi, John. Hey,
Hello.
Hello.
I am hoping that I can.
Whatever.
Just hug him. Leave him hug her. John, this is perfect. John, just hug her.
No.
Hi.
Take your time. Sure you don't need another one?
Pretty girl.
Thank you very much. And you love soap operas?
Wow. This is one. There's always something going on, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what it's called, but there's like something going on every 5 minutes, if you know what I mean. All right, hang on.
You can't go outside, you can't run or work out, and it really makes you miserable. Well, there's a way to fix it. It's called Ideal Feet. Ideal Feet worked for me. I had plantar fasciitis for years.
We got some World War II veterans here.
You need to go in and try.
They're from all over the country. Their reunions today. Tonight?
All week.
No, we meet Friday.
You guys all watching the Ken Burns series on PBS?
Recording it.
Recording it?
Yeah, I watched it.
It's something.
My favorite's Huckleberry Duck. Is that?
Got it. But anyway, so that's
plantar fasciitis with Ideal
that's
Feet.
pretty much it. And it's only been over the last couple of years that I've had
is rolling into the state of Texas
yeah.
until October 21st. Discover the next evolution of TV, internet, and
Oh,
that are all back to display. Experience how you can transform. Delivered by Time Warner's advanced fiber network. Now you can see the herd. ESPN's own Colin Cowherd this Saturday, October 6th.
Tell them where, what station?
John, for more details.
John, tell them what station you get in.
Some restrictions
Well,
apply.
5.5% fixed.
I haven't. This is the only station.
5.5% fixed for
the
30
Metroplex
years.
I've worked
If
at.
you've
I've
been
been
in
here
your
for
home at
almost
least a
30
year,
years.
now is the time to refinance.
Well,
with
I've been
First
Florida
Option
and
Mortgage.
West Virginia and Pennsylvania, where I'm
5.5%
from.
fixed for 30 years
But,
with APR as low as 5.95.
Really?
If you
No,
have an adjustable
kidding.
rate mortgage coming due,
Northside.
or if you have credit cards or other payments you want to go away, if you want to defer your next two mortgage payments and lock in a 30-year fixed rate at 5.5%, you need to call First Option Mortgage today. How can they do it? First Option Mortgage is not a broker. We approve our own loans. And for a limited time, we can offer 5.5 fixed for 30 years. First Option Mortgage. Imagine no house payment for 2 months. 972-432-2900. 432-2900.
U.S.S. option, how to go?
Oh, Yins.
Whatever, yeah.
Yuns. Yeah. Wedding's coming downtown.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
I try to watch that.
These guys look good.
Participating
21.
products throughout the store.
Hang on, don't go away.
Tag products, Kroger will make a donation for breast
Get
cancer
my weather
awareness
going here. All I can do is
research up
click
to
on the.
$2.5 million.
And sometimes it doesn't come up right away, so I just kind of wing it.
At Kroger, the right store with even more lower prices everywhere you turn.
Full CD quality digital audio. Listen live online at work at KLUV.com. A CBS radio station.
Sponsored by the Carter Eye Center. This afternoon, 20% chance of showers. Man, did you see that rain this morning? High today around 90, 20% rain chance overnight with a low around 71. Hot again, even hotter on Thursday with a high of 94. Partly cloudy, 88 in North Texas.
Nice.
So it goes. 20% rain chance overnight with a low around 71. Hot again, even hotter on Thursday with a high of 94. Partly cloudy, 88 in North Texas.
98.7 K-Love.
You can tell he's a true
Nice.
You talk with
Awesome.
your hands now, you're a true Texan.
I do. Well, they say that comes from my Italian genealogy.
Okay.
But yeah.
We'll accept that, John.
So you guys are from all over the country?
Yes. Yeah. From California to
You live here though, right?
Huh?
You live here though.
No. My daughter does.
I do.
Where do you live now?
Dennis.
Sherman, California.
You like that?
Yeah. I live in Killeen, just outside Fort Worth.
Yeah?
When I say I'm from Washington, people say D.C. Nope, I'm from the state of Washington.
Colorado.
Seattle.
No kidding. That's great.
Florida.
Florida.
Out of Tampa, the St. Pete area.
I did a brief amount of time on the air at Q105 in Tampa.
Oh, really?
How about Miami?
No, Orlando. I lived in Orlando for 8 years.
Maryland?
No, although we heard radio stations from Maryland where I was in Pittsburgh. But,
Oh, okay. I was from Uniontown, right outside.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Colorado? Colorado? No,
Close
never
to
been there.
home.
Love to. Pardon?
Close to home.
Close to home. Home of WMBS or
KDK.
Of course.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Right. Sure.
WJAM.
How'd you get down here?
I just sent a package.
Directly from Pennsylvania?
No, from Florida.
Oh, okay. You went from Pennsylvania, Florida.
Well, there's a guy working here for 18 years named Chuck Brinkman who worked in Pittsburgh for 25 years. I grew up listening to him. And I heard they had an opening for a night job here in '95. And I knew Jay Cresswell, who's just walked down the hall. He's also from Pittsburgh. So he called me up and said, "Hey, we have an opening." I was unemployed. I was sitting in Orlando, soaking up the sun. So I sent a package, and here I am. Got the gig.
There's a girl on my floor that's from Pittsburgh, and she wears the jerseys and everything.
Oh my gosh, I know.
And she's going to the game soon. So
I know.
How many years now you been here?
Almost in June it'll be 13.
He's just a young one.
Well, I got the job here the same way he did. It was a
Package deal.
Yeah, audition tape, right. You still do it that way, mostly.
Yeah. Well, that's good, but I never did any of this crap.
Johnny, it's the
Get
same.
the hell out of here.
It's the same because every player has a different pot, just like it used to. It's just instead of having it be mechanical, it's digital. It's electronic. It's hard for me to understand too because when I came in, we played records and stuff like that.
Of course, that's what I did.
Hang on. Howdy, y'all. Exactly 3 o'clock. I'm John Summers on 98.7 K-Love, where tonight's installment of the History of Rock and Roll includes folk rock. That's Bob Dylan, The Byrds, Simon and Garfunkel, and lots more. Tonight at 7, exclusively on K-Love.
Wow.
About ready?
That's cool.
Thank
you very much, John. It's awesome.
Really enjoyed it.
Right on, man.
Thanks for stopping. Thank you. Alrighty.
Thank you very much.
Man, you looks like you put everything into it. Hey, that's great.
Nothing to it but to do it. It keeps me
You
young.
get your exercise. Oh, it does.
That's exactly
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
You do a great job.
I thought I met you before.
Look at this. You know me.
You're playing this music, talking to these people. How can you not,
It's
Fun
amazing.
job. Fun job. You're having too much fun. That's the way it ought to be.
Yeah, I was just calling to give a details on that.
I'm a door star. Hello, Mr. President.
That was something else.
Well, I got some recognition
Yeah.
after a while.
Really?
Well, everybody's coming out to meet you.
Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Really?
Oh, yeah.
CBS Radio.
Their sign goes
Sure, appreciate it.
Thank you,
Oh, do y'all want to take them back? Y'all are welcome.
Has everybody got one?
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
y'all
we
so
have this young
much.
gentleman who's